Okay, guys, so I'm super, super excited. I've got the queen herself, Miss Britton, from TNT, the Titans, and this is the Breezy HR call where we're going to kind of go over the meat and potatoes, the nitty gritty, as I always like to say, huh, Kailyn, of how it works. And so I want to give Kailyn a shout out because she literally said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to take Breezy. I had no part of this whatsoever." And she just like got down and pulled her sleeves up, got her hands dirty, went to town, figured it out, put systems and processes in place, just as a leader should. And so I want to give her a round of applause if you want to put it in the chat, because we're learning from her today, and she's taken her time and her energy to make this work not only for her folks and her sales managers, but graciously uh, coming up in here and teaching us all the things. And so that's what leadership is. That's what a team is. And so we're thankful for you. We appreciate you. And so if you can, I'm going to make you the host, as long as I don't have any issue, because again, I'm just a blonde up here trying to make things work on a Zoom. Hold on. Let me find you. Else is telling me, look at all these claps you're getting, Kay. Okay. Let me make you the host. 1 second, if I can find you. Okay, here we go. That way you can share your screen. And I want you to kind of tell us how you kind of got your feet, your hands dirty, why you decided to, a little bit of the particulars about Breezy, what makes it awesome. And then if you want to show us kind of just the interface of it, what you've kind of implemented and some of the results that you guys are getting, I think is going to be great. So I will go ahead and kick it over to you and, do some follow-up questions here and there as you do your thing, girl.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody being on tonight. It is uh, uh, something that we've implemented. We started back in November. We've had a lot of success with it. And honestly, what started it was one of the Monday morning calls, I believe it was. Jordan was interviewing two new sales manager ones. And I even re-listened to the call multiple times. I think Babs was with me when I did it, trying to figure out what two websites that one of these guys had mentioned for cold market hiring because I wanted to do research. I had looked into other things. We've done ZipRecruiter outside of doing Indeed with, Ashley and Carla when they were doing that. ZipRecruiter was the only one in Facebook ads. And so when I heard the call, I heard somebody mention Hirey and I heard somebody mention Breezy. And I did a little bit of research to figure out which one, what were the perks and benefits of both of them and which one kind of lined up with what my goal was. And honestly, me and you have talked about it a lot. I have a good number of frontline, but to get to the next level, it's not just about having the right amount of frontline, it's also about having legs and builders. And so I have several people that wanted to build, didn't know where to start, was having difficulty with establishing a cold market site with their business, being banned from sites for unknown reasons, And so I'm like, okay, when I did the research on Breezy, I saw that it was like an HR department and you could make it a team effort. And so that's what we decided to go with. I am going to share my screen.
And I'll jump in there for a second while you're sharing your screen. And guys, what I love about, this, and if you're on my side, you know that I've got the VA that's doing, kicking out first interviews, ride-alongs and things like that. But the thing is that it's having a system in place, something that you can kind of take the emotion out of, and just how we talk about in, the other side of the business when it comes to selling. Same thing here. As many systems and processes that we can plug into, we're not thinking about it. It's a well-oiled machine. And the more, it's crazy because the more that you do it, and if you can't hear me, let me know because I'm looking over here in the little video and it's like there's a lag. But anyway, if I'm good, I'm good. But it's actually kickstarted the momentum even when it comes to warm market. Thanks, Brandy. And so again, well-oiled machine, not crazy thinking about where to start. And then it just kickstarts that momentum and it allows you to be ready to talk to anybody. And I've seen so much when it comes to the warm market because of it. It's like an energy thing. It's kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time.
Mhm.
So I'll kick it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it was what kind of triggered the momentum. And because of this, people also have a lot of warm markets in the pipeline right now, utilizing their downlines warm markets. I know Brittany has a lot with her agent Crystal. So, I just feel like one of the best things to come from this so far is the relationship that I have been able to build with my builders. It's become a team effort. And so, I feel like everybody's kind of feeding off of each other's energy and each other's momentum. And it's really brought us a lot closer together too. So, just a few things that I jotted down. We did the startup for 189 a month. So basically, there's one admin. So I pay the monthly subscription to do this. I set it up under my EIN number and my business information. It's under Brittian Life. And I went through that whole process. So that took those issues that people were having with verifying their own businesses out of the mix. I did all that first. Once you do that, you are able to add unlimited users. Still only one admin, and there's only one credit card on file. So basically, how we've set it up is if you want to sponsor an ad, you pay me directly and I sponsor that ad for you, reimburse myself because it comes off of my account. So that is the one thing, that they were adamant about. You can't have multiple credit cards on there. But again, that's something that my team is aware of. They tell me where they want to sponsor an ad, what they want to sponsor. What site they want to sponsor it on. They will send me the money and then I will in turn sponsor that ad for them. So that's how that works. It does allow unlimited ads. And so I had a conversation with the gentleman before I ever signed up. He sent me a lot of information by email. Um, the free job boards that it posts, and it says free, but again, it's not free because it's $190 a month subscription. So those are the free job boards that they do post to already automatically. What I was told though is if it's not sponsored, it kind of drops to the bottom of the list quickly. So if you want your job viewed more and you want it to stay up at the top for more applicants, then you do want to look at sponsoring those ads.
Can I get in there real quick?
Mhm.
And so you can sponsor ads across multiple different sites and then run one ad specifically with one site or another site or multiple sites. Um, and that's fine. So you also have gotten, even though it drops to the bottom when if you're focusing on one site, you're still getting in multiple different
Oh,
applicants
yes.
for those uh, non-sponsored.
Mhm. Yes, I will say I think most of Andrea's hires have come from her non-sponsored ads. Now she has sponsored quite a few ads too, and she's gotten a lot of good activity off of that. But I think it's the combination of,
Mhm.
you don't want to just have all free because you're going to have very low activity. You kind of want a combination of the two. So
And one more
this,
thing, sorry, I'm just
uh,
gonna one more thing too is that even if you are just one solo person and you're not doing it as a sales manager, the cool thing about this too is that it's a one-stop shop platform. So you can whatever ad space that you want to run, whether it's ZipRecruiter or Indeed, or if you want to take a break from one and go to another one, it's all in one spot. So you're not having to log into all these different things and try to figure out all of the different sites. So that's really what you're paying for too with that one subscription fee. Um,
mhm.
if you've got multiple people or only one person, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's good for one person to do. It's good for, it's good for anything. I love it. I'm so glad that we did it. But I will say, if you have people, new builders, you have people struggling to build, struggling to invest, it has been really great as far as that cost sharing to help my builders be able to build. So, yes, you can do it separately. You can see our circled recommended. These are what's recommended based on the job ads that I am posting. So Indeed, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Monster. Indeed and ZipRecruiter and LinkedIn are the ones that we're, mostly focused on anyway, but it gives you the cost and it gives you the time frame that it runs, which again, when I was doing ZipRecruiter separately to run an ad, it was like $30 a day. Whereas here I can make an ad, sponsor it on ZipRecruiter, and it's 300 for 30 days, which breaks down to $10 a day. So it is more cost effective. We have been mostly doing ZipRecruiter. I did attempt to do Indeed. Don't ask me how, don't ask me. I got notification that it was flagged, but it's still sponsored. So I'm running with it. But you have that option. I know a lot of you already are set up on Indeed. So, getting good activity there. It's been up for a week and I've gotten, I believe, 22 applicants already. So
Just with Indeed.
that's with sponsoring on Indeed. And I don't know if I can duplicate it again until I fix the issues that they had. But it's an option. I know, like I said, some people are already established on Indeed.
Well, this is the thing too. So I know I keep coming in there, but I just sponsored 3 ads on Indeed outside of Breezy. Which my story, Kailyn, with Indeed, because they kind of crazy sometimes. But they flagged it. I did talk to them and then they unflagged the 2 other ones, which was weird because they flagged 2 out of the 3, but not the one for business opportunity, but then they fixed it. So
Yeah, it's really weird because I was told that my employer account had been paused and that my account was not accruing fees, and I am currently paying for a sponsored ad on Indeed. So it's very interesting. We're running with it. But I'm going to jump into the website. And there was a few key things that I wanted to kind of show you guys. You can have unlimited ads, unlimited users. And, Ryan did really great with setting up a lot of the basics before we added people into it. But I think I wanted to touch on those specific things. So, here are our position pools. We have 33 positions active right now, assigned to each specific person that wanted them in that area. I can show you, I have it set up with a pipeline to help keep us on track. So I'll just pull up somebody random, but we have different stages. So once, they apply, they go to applied, we move them to contacted when we send an email, interviewing right along. That way it keeps us organized. It's a click of a button to move them through the pipeline and the process. So, it's easy to stay organized, which is huge when it comes to hiring. Now, what I do want to show you too, right off bat, is you have the ability to integrate your personal email, or not email, personal calendar, which is something that I did have everybody do because, people have crazy schedules. They have things outside, and integrating their Google Calendar allows them, like I have a scheduling link for everybody that's the same. And then if you need to make changes to that schedule because you have a kids event or something like that, they go into their own personal Google Calendar. They mark themselves busy during that time frame. Initially, I didn't do it that way. So we were going in and making changes every week. And I'm like, this is just too much. So integrating that Google Calendar is great. It allows you to control your schedule for interviews and all that stuff, as well as puts the interviews into your Google Calendar when they book them. And I think Apple Calendar is allowed to, but I couldn't figure it out, so I just did Google Calendar. I want to show you this. It does allow you to make a career website. It's kind of generic. We probably should open it up a little bit, but we created a career site for it. You've incorporated pictures, trying to make it personalized, and then it shows each one of our ads that we have currently running. I will click on one of them just to kind of show you. I will say I plagiarized Andrew Everhart's job ad from Indeed. So literally every ad is the same. Um, but it allows you to set up your company website, a career website. Uh, let's see. I had played with this so that I knew where I was going and what I was doing during the Zoom. And, stuff happens. Where is it? Career sites. Okay. Yeah. So this is something that Ryan set up before we ever really started. But you can share it on different social media platforms. It gives you a link to be able to share it to Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, I believe. So that's a great option as well. And then let's see some of the specifics that we use and what we love. I'm going to go to the email templates first. I did say templates. I said that wrong. So we created
Okay.
we created email templates to simplify the process even more. Instead of having to send out messages and send out emails, each person has their own folder. Each person has their own different email templates that they can uh, click on for an applicant to set an interview, initial interview, interview confirmation once they do book, um, an interview reminder for the folks that you've emailed once and they did not respond. And I'll show you a little trick too. It actually shows you if they see the email. So it's really cool. It's kind of like a stalker mode, but you got the interview reminder if they don't answer to the first one, interview confirmation once they do schedule. We even went as far as to set up phase ones with the documents attached, opportunity Zoom, phase one, phase two, right along. And the cool thing with the interview templates is we've also created scheduling links. So let me try and open one up. This is basically the generic email. It allows us, we created scheduling links for each person. So it allows literally you send 2 or 3 clicks to send this email. They open the link, they book their own interview during the time frame that you have allotted for it. And then it automatically puts it into your calendar. So it takes all of the legwork out of it. And I can show you what that looks like on their end as well. Phase one, phase two, right along. I have second interviews, stuff like that. Everything that they need is just 1 or 2 clicks. So I think that has really streamlined it, made it easy, made it quick. They open the app in the morning for 30 minutes, going through their applicants, sending off their initial interview emails. Looks more professional, and we've gotten really good results off of it. So scheduling links, same thing. You have the ability to create scheduling links for each person. I have AM, PM, ride alongs for each person. So again, I utilized Ryan a lot in the beginning. He did all the legwork. He learned the systems. He created all of the kind of the setups, the emails, and the scheduling links. Now I've learned how to do it. I can do it myself too, but he was definitely a huge lifesaver when we first started this.
TGR. Thank God. TGFR.
Thank God for Ryan. Okay, so oh no, what did I do? Okay. What else was I going to show you guys? Scheduling links, the pipeline so that people can move them through. Let me show you the app because it also comes with an app. So the app is more user-friendly. It shows you when you have new candidates to review, shows you I see everybody's positions because I'm the admin, but my downline, my builders, they only see theirs, whatever they've been attached to, and the ads and the locations that they want. Breaks it down per person, all candidates. My calendar, it shows everybody's calendar on my end, but again, they just see theirs. But we've allotted 30-minute interviews. They, again, the cool thing is they schedule, you send an email, they schedule their own interview. And then you get notification by email that somebody has booked and confirmed an interview with you. So it's really simplified, which is incredible. I did want to show you.
You're running how many? I mean, you're running ads all over. How many ads are you running?
We have 33 total right now, and there's, I believe, 6 people on there.
There's 6 people running 33 ads. And again, you want to target areas that have high, increase of people. So I know like you're doing the triad and things like that. And the cool thing about LinkedIn too is that when you put in because I'm running an ad on LinkedIn, which I'm doing all this separate, not utilizing Breezy yet, and I'm loving everything that I'm hearing too, is it'll tell you kind of in your areas too, how many folks that are going to see it. And so like for instance, I ran one for Fayetteville and it had lower visibility, but I opened it up to Raleigh and I had 4 times the visibility, but it's still going to, I'm still going to receive things within the Fayetteville area with the Raleigh,
Mhm.
the larger area. So keep that in mind when you're running it, is that running it in larger areas with higher amount of people and in multiple areas is going to generate more influx, which means more activity.
Yes. Well, and it is still what did you call it? Like a machine. You have to make tweaks, you have to make changes. When a ad stops performing or has been underperforming, we delete it, we try a new area. So I mean, like, it's not an exact science, but you know, it definitely, it's something that you want to keep up with, make changes to, at least once a month, once you kind of get established. At least that's what I've been doing with my builders is after about a month, we look at underperforming ads, we delete them, we readjust, we put new ones. But I want to kind of show you what it looks like. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you, Laura?
No, I just wanted to say one thing too about that is like with it being a machine, you got to give this time. So like we talked about this is time to generate the activity, but then with it being a oil machine and it needs the tweaks, you might have to go from where you're focusing more on Indeed, and that's gonna get like with any ad. If you take a look at Facebook ads, just using that as an example, you're going to have to run an ad and it's going to get visibility and it's going to run its course and then it's going to kind of die out. And then you have to do a new video for that ad, even though you might be saying the same thing. It's a whole new ad, or tweak it just a little bit and then run it again for another week or 2 or 3 weeks. It'll do the same thing. So you have to keep that in mind when you're running multiple ads across this. Um, so I just wanted to preface that. That's it. Continue.
Yes. Well, and that's something I've said something to my folks about it too, um look, I just lost my train of thought.
Okay. Happy.
You kind of need to give it some time too. I've had some people like, oh, I'm not getting much on it, but it's only been a week, and so giving it that time, I think a month is good. At least 2 or 3 weeks to kind of get a metric of how it's performing before you make changes. But yeah, I mean, you got to give it time. You got to make tweaks. You got to make adjustments to it to have the success and the people coming in. And that was the biggest thing is, it's all about getting more activity. Like where and how can we get more interviews, more applicants? Because it's just like selling. It's an activity based game. And the more people you talk to, the more opportunities you give yourself. But I did want to kind of break down what the app shows us. And I prefer using the app over the website unless I have to make admin changes. But you get an applicant, it gives you an overview. We've added additional questions. So, how much sales experience? Are you looking for full time employment? Are you already licensed? And then they do have to, we make it mandatory to attach a resume. So, they attach a resume, we get their entire resume, can upload it to Notability easily. One thing that I like is this details tab. So when I have an interview and I know that it's in about 30 minutes, what I do is I come to the app, I click, it doesn't work on my iPad. So I do apologize, but on my phone, when I go to that, my goodness, what happened? Hold on, let me get back there, y'all. When I go to details on my phone for the specific candidate that I have an interview with, I simply just click on their phone number and it brings it over to my text message. So I'll send them a text message 30 minutes before saying, hey, I'm just confirming our interview scheduled at 7 o'clock. Please send confirmation. You know, do they all send confirmation? No. I still call them. I do what I say I'm going to do. And so I do hope for a response, but at the time of the scheduled interview, I still call at least twice. And if not, then they get moved to disqualified. But there's no going back and forth between resumes and your text thread, get the number, text them. Like it's simply, I go to the app, I pull up their details, click on their phone number, and it brings me to a text message thread already.
And I want to see what this is really good at, guys, is it's speed to lead. Okay. So again, time kills deals. And so the beautiful thing about this is that just in general, when, having a well-oiled machine for recruiting, and a little bit of the difference between getting the resumes like we were getting with Indeed prior was that there was so much time in between receiving the resumes. So it's fast and getting in front of them, booking that, and being as professional as possible, especially utilizing the email threads and all the things. I think is really big too. People are very quick to respond. When you're quick to respond, and then you've got like
Mhm.
a little bit of that website, even if it's generic, kind of let it be a little bit generic. That way there's more questions that they want to, answer on those calls or on the ride-alongs with you. So
Yeah.
um,
So we'll go to the messages. And this is what I think is really cool is you see a little eyeball next to the time frame of when it was emailed. It shows you when the candidate actually views the email. So for us, it makes it easy to say, okay, I'm going to send the initial interview. They see it. I'm going to wait 3 or 4 days. If I don't get a response, then I send them the follow up. When they see that and they still don't respond, then they get quickly moved to disqualified. But it is simply hitting a button, send an email. You got your little templates down here. Okay. Each person, again, the person using it is, they can only see theirs. I get the ability to see everybody. So it's a little overwhelming sometimes, but your interview reminder, interview confirmation. We even have an email if we are disqualifying them, like if we interviewed them and we don't think it's a good fit, something generic that's already sent out. And again, you got the opportunity Zoom phase 1, phase 2 for the different states that everybody is hiring in. So um, I think it's really cool that we can see it.
yeah.
um, and you can see here, I sent this dude phase 1 training. So it sends the email with the attachment. And then there you go. It's all done. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, again, it was time consuming. Ryan took a lot of time setting all this stuff up. But once you get it set up, it is phenomenal. It makes the process easy, stress free, click of buttons, and you're good to go. Let's see.
Brittany says makes growing fun when it's systematic. And I don't know why we've taken so long to do this. Like, shame on me. But thank you, Kailyn, for taking the time to really dive in there. Any other questions while we have this quick little brief moment here? 8:31, we want to respect y'all's time, but give you also all the information that you might need. Um, any more questions that want to come in, or is there anything else that you want to show? Okay.
Um, I mean, I think those were the main things. Like, there's a lot of different features on there. you can pay for different subscriptions. I know if you pay for like the business one or the next one up than what we signed up for, you can have one ad and have it listed in multiple different states, multiple different cities. I'm paying for just that 189, so I have to make a new ad for each area. But I do know that's an option where if you pay for the higher monthly subscription, that you can put multiple states and multiple areas on the same ad. Um, but yeah, I mean, unless anybody else has questions, those were the main features. Those are what we use. I can also real quick show you, where's my website? Overview. Some of this is accurate, some of it's not. I feel like when we delete an ad and any disqualified agents, it messes with the numbers, but this is for 90 days. This is since we started in November. Position views, candidates applied, interviews. It gives you a good like overview, and then it shows you the view sources where everybody is seeing the ads, and then your apply sources. Now, most of our applies are from Indeed because a lot of our ads are running for free, essentially, and Indeed is one of the job boards that it posts to for free. So, but most of our applicants are coming from Indeed and ZipRecruiter, from sponsored ads and free ads. But I like that it gives us the metrics. One thing that I did miss on the, what you call it, the app is the ability to add people manually. So you do have the ability, for anybody, a warm market, a money market, to keep it all integrated in the same place. You do have the ability to add manual candidates as well. So you can keep them in the pipeline. You can include them in the emails, and simplify even that process.
That's awesome. So in the last 90 days, how many folks do you guys have, um, if you want to say in pre-licensing, or however many that you have coming into the field?
I think I did this.
It's okay if you don't. That's fine. But
I mean, I wrote it down yesterday, but my brain. So I think we have, hold on a second. We
the biggest
sent.
thing that just in general, whether you're, having some system in place, whether you use this one or not, like it is a breath of fresh air. And you're not overthinking, which a lot of us do. Um, and what was else? I was going to say something else. Now I'm you, Kailyn. I lost my train of thought.
So we've hired 12 people, strictly through Breezy Cold Market. The rest are warm market, but we have one that's written his first piece of business. We have several that, I mean, Andrea alone has 6 people, and then Brittany has hired a lot. Brittany's also utilizing even the cold markets, warm market. She hired Ashley Proctor through Breezy, and she's now also hired her significant other. A lot of these people are already licensed as well. I know Brittany literally sold to people, they were already licensed, did the interview, did the opportunity Zoom, got them on the ride along, and was introducing them at the end. So, it's built us a lot of momentum. I don't have very much stats for people actually, because everybody's still pretty much either in Zoom training or field training. But we do have one that is officially launched that has written his first piece of business.
Good. And even if you have, if you look at the numbers, you hire 5, one's good, 2 are okay, and then, the other 2 are duds, like we still have the same numbers. And just remember, like any business that is sustainable has lead generation. We know this. We are in sales and we have lead generation when it comes to our clients. And so we should have had 5 years ago, lead generation on this end, which all it does is create even more momentum and pockets of influence. So super proud of you. Can't wait to see the continued growth. And I know that folks are going to jump on And it's going to be really, really beneficial for them. Chris is asking, have you tried a pool? If so, did it perform better than just a position?
Was that English?
Have you ever tried a pool? If so, did it perform better than just a position? Is that better English?
I have not tried a pool outside of the features that I've shown you that, I mean, we've established a system, it works. I haven't really had time to kind of dive into any of the other specifics, but if you do it, Chris, and you find it, feel free. Like anybody that does sign up and does this themselves, anything that you learn, please share. Like I feel like building in general should be collaborative. We all want the same thing collectively, and I mean, yes, in some situations it's competitive, but I mean, we should all want each other to win. So if you try it, if you guys are able to do that and you can educate me on it, then that would be awesome.
A blonde chick over here.
Yep.
But good stuff. Any other questions before we kind of close out? It's 8:37. Good, um, educated and quick Zoom. I got you. Anything else in the last minute or two? Let's see. All right. Well, without further ado, if there's nothing else, I will bid you adieu. Good night, farewell, and thank you so much, Kailyn, and all your hard work. Super, super proud of you and appreciate your time and your effort and your energy on tonight. Y'all have a good.
Thank you.
I'll send out
Have-
the link to this recording probably tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.